Hi legends, the world is still bearish. Our altcoins are crashing to the downside. We are in the red. Is this impulsive structure finish here to the upside and we're going to start going into a bear market like social media is saying at the moment, right? Bull market is over. What is happening over here? Let's analyze the price of Bitcoin. And against all odds, can we find a bullish structure that can take us to higher levels? Right, legends, welcome to the live stream. Smash up the like button on your way in. Let me just get myself here in the camera. Hit subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. New to the channel, this is where we teach technical analysis, analyzing the highest probabilities. And boy, oh boy, is the world bearish. Altcoins are dropping to much lower levels. Are we going to $85,000? Right? Is that, or is this even worse than what we think? You know, are we going to 85 over here? Are we going to find support, then bounce and maybe complete the fifth wave target? Okay, the bullish fifth wave target here to the upside, and then start a bear market to the downside? Or is the structure in on the lower time frames? Oh, what is this, right? On the 1 hour time frame, everyone is talking about this little bad boy over here. Everyone is talking about this reversal pattern, and we are grinding here to the downside, respecting the trend line. Okay, are we gonna bounce, reject, and then fall down? The measured move for this scenario here to the downside is you take the neckline. Okay, let's just take it from the body closes to the body closes over there. And if you put this here, right, where we have potentially going to get the breakout, that's going to take us to potentially $94,000, 500, 94,500. Is this the bearish case? Is this the reversal pattern where you break down, okay, and you start forming lower highs, lower lows, and we come and claim the low and we go back to $80,000, right? Everyone talking about this little pattern over here. I do want to stress, okay, the one thing I do want to highlight, and maybe let me not talk about that right now. I'm going to talk about the probabilities in a moment, right? Head and shoulder. Yes, maybe, you know, there's a head and shoulder as well. The world is absolutely bearish. We're going to tank down. We're going to go potentially, maybe, hopefully we find support by $85,000. This is going to be absolutely devastating for our altcoin portfolios. What on earth were we thinking about opening up all those swing trades? And right, legends. So what I want to discuss today, well, is there hope? Is there some hope for this to still have the chance to be a bullish structure? Okay, and what are the probabilities, okay, for us to invalidate this diamond pattern over here and start grinding here to the upside, surprising the market, and it just, the bullish momentum continues? There are two scenarios. There's actually many more scenarios, but there's two primary scenarios that I'm still keeping an eye on, legends. And right, I do not think, let me just put the music softer a little bit over here. I do not think that the bulls have lost just as yet. Okay, right, legends. So maybe that's a little bit of good news over there. I don't think the bulls have lost just as yet. I want to quickly jump in here to the 4 hour time frame. Well, actually the 8 hour time frame. Let me switch off the scenario. Let me go to this little scenario. Let's just do a quick recap of where we are, right? Everyone that's been following me for a while, you know that I have been tracking this scenario since ages ago, okay? Where we have potentially formed this beautiful 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. Then what? Okay, then what? But I mean, we can still make money with the momentum here to the upside. But we're not here yet. Okay, we have a diamond pattern. Everyone is saying, well, we've already claimed the high. We have a double top. Okay, there's so many bearish signs. We have a double top. why are we turning around, right? Are we first going to sweep up this low again, right? Maybe come down here to this box, okay, the range low over here at $85,000. Are we going to sweep up this low and then get the bounce to the upside? I mean, I know that this looks very devastating, especially for our altcoin portfolios. I'm most likely going to be stopped out, if not guaranteed, being stopped out of all of my swing positions. Okay, but I will still hold on to my spot bags because spot bags are investment bags. It's just my swing trades that with clear invalidations that I will be stopped out. Or is there hope that the low is in and we are just consolidating, building up strength for more momentum here to the upside? Definitely a possibility. Okay, cool, legends. So what I'm seeing over here is looking at the yellow structure. This yellow structure over here, we have formed a 1, 2, 3, 4, which is potentially in. And if the fourth wave is in with this low that we've made over here, what you'd like to see is now impulsive structures to the upside. And this little corrective structure, or this correction that we find ourselves in here at the moment, is just extremely confusing, complex. It looks three-wavy. It looks like we're going to make a B flat and then fall back to the downside and perhaps come to $85,000, which is not impossible, okay? The market is here to surprise us. And so today I want to go through, well, can we count a bullish structure here to the upside that's going to invalidate that bullish or the bearish diamond pattern that everyone is keeping an eye on, the double top. Okay, on the macro time frame, we have finished the fifth wave over here. We're going to start going down even sub $85,000, potentially even claiming the lows here at $52,000. I mean, legends, you know, I think we need to stay level-headed. From a timing perspective, I don't think it's time just as yet to end the bull market right here. I am not a believer based on data. I can say based on data, I can confirm that the bull market is not over yet. Right, purely based on data, not because I feel like it or I think so or I hope so. Okay, based on data, the bull market could potentially still continue here to the upside. But now we need to go and analyze, well, what is cooking over here? Right, so let me take the brush out the way. I can actually go and clean that up later. Take the scenario out the way and let's go and see, well, what is happening over here on the 1 hour time frame. Okay, so now we need to look at this structure over here, legends. And before I dive in, okay, let me say hi to the beautiful community and then we can get the party on the road. Junior, hi Dewald, legends, hit the like. Or risk stepping on a Lego later. Yes, that is painful. I have stepped on my fair share of Legos in my life. That is very painful. Welcome to the live stream. Pro members here in the house. Crypto Big Brains, thanks for the support here on the live stream. Elizabeth, welcome, welcome. No financial advice, welcome. Thanks for joining. Simon Jones, hi mate. I haven't seen you here in a while. Perhaps you've just been quiet on the comments, but welcome, welcome. Take these local lows again. And Pam, CVD looks interesting. Let's see what is cooking on CVD here at the moment. Yes, we are building some bullish CVD. Okay, we are building some bullish CVD. Can this level hold? Okay, I know exactly where this level is. This level is at the 50% Fibonacci. If I take just quickly, if I take a fib, I think from this low to the high, yes, we bounce there exactly at the 50% Fibonacci. So definitely, you know, from a fib perspective, definitely a zone that can hold for support. Right. Who else? Gillian, let's go, guys. Leia, when you think it can't go lower? Right, we will go and take a look at some of our favorite altcoins after I've completed the Bitcoin technical analysis. So as always, okay, the routine of these live streams, unless otherwise structured, the routine for these live streams is we do Bitcoin, We analyze it because Bitcoin is the king of crypto, okay? Crypto will not exist without Bitcoin. If Bitcoin takes a fart to the downside, everything drops with it, okay? Bitcoin has a nice little pump to the upside. A raising tide raises all the ships. So it's always, for me, important, okay, to analyze what is cooking on Bitcoin so that we can see, well, you know, what are the probabilities for some of our favorite altcoins as well. I do still see some popcorn effects, some of the altcoins popping 100% to the upside, 200% to the upside. You do still see those random pops happening. I also see dominance is starting to drop here to the downside, you know, giving some love back into the alt ecosystem. So maybe, perhaps, you know, the moment could be close. The moment could be close. Okay, well, there we get the drop, okay, and that's basically the other scenario that I wanted to talk about now. I wouldn't mind for price to drop a little bit further, okay, a little bit further. Hi, Dewald Legends, I've gone through that. Let me just go here to the bottom. BTC just farted. Yes, BTC just farted, right, and then everything takes a dump here to the downside. Junior Head and Shoulders playing out win. Yes, total 3 is holding up pretty nice too. Yes, hello charters, have a great trading day. Good luck. Rudy, welcome to the live stream. Peter, thanks for joining, and let's get the party on the road. Okay, much love from Florida. Yes, I have people from all around the world watching the live streams over here, so I appreciate every single one of you and the support that you provide here to the channel. But I mean, we're all here to make money. We're all here to learn on how to trade with good risk management, taking small losses and bagging bigger profits. Okay, that's what trading is about. Smart trading. Glad I made it, Clint. Okay, right, legends, let's get the party on the road. And I think before we talk about the bullish case scenario, I want to talk about the bearish case scenario first. Okay, so the bearish case scenario that I am watching over here is this little bad boy over here. Okay, cool. So I don't need that, right? Is where we basically have formed an A, 5 waves in A, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A wave, a 3-wave structure in B, and a 5-wave structure in C, which forms your W. Because all a W basically is, okay, if I draw it out here because I love to educate, if you have a W, X, Y, all it basically means is W, X, Y. All it basically means is that you have 3-wave structures, and this is the simplest form of a WXY. You have an ABC, 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 done. Right, and then you have basically multiple ABCs, 3-wave structures in a WXY. Okay, it does become a little bit more complex, but this is the simplest form of a WXY corrective structure, which is basically a longer corrective structure, because usually after an impulse to the upside, you get one ABC, A, B, C, done. And then price continues. Okay, so if the corrective structure takes longer, then it's a WXY. Okay, where you basically have a ABC, ABC, ABC. Okay, hope that makes sense. So just from a simplicity perspective, I just wanted to quickly refresh everyone's memories, and for those of you that are new, so that you know what I'm talking about here as well. Corrective structures in Elliott wave theory is unfortunately the most difficult structures, because they can really screw with your mind. Okay, so the bearish/bullish case scenario that I'm looking at over here is a potential formation of a W, okay, where you have ABC, okay, then you have a 3-wave structure in A, you have a 3-wave structure in B, and you have a 5-wave structure in C. So now you have an A, B, C. And there is a chance, okay, that this X could be in, right? But I'm now speculating on, well, what if we do take the low? Okay, because you can have a double zigzag, which basically means you have ABC, 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 ABC. Okay, you have multiple ABCs in one structure, and that's why I'm saying, Legion, it gets very complex, so I don't want to bore everyone with it. But basically, what I'm looking at over here is a larger W X, where the low is not in yet, we're still going to come and sweep up these lows, right? And we have confluence with a 1-to-1 extension and the 50% Fibonacci over here, and this little beautiful pivot for a swing failure pattern. So if price had to fall down here and it sweeps up the lows, okay, and it goes further and it stops here and it starts getting supported, okay, that could be the low that's going to send us to higher levels to come and claim the all-time highs once again. The problem with this structure, WXY, the problem, okay, with the structure is it is a corrective structure, which means after Y is done, we going down to $85,000 as per the thumbnail. Most likely we going down. Okay, so what you want to actually see is a bullish structure and not a corrective structure. So if I go back here onto the 4-hour time frame, let me show you the situation that we find ourselves in. Because if I take a fib from the high that we've made over here to the, sorry, a trend-based fib, okay, from the high that we've made over here to the low that we've made over here, and I drag it across, you all know what I'm about to do. I reverse my fib. This little bad boy, okay, that little box, okay, I actually do have it in there, so I can delete this one. This little box over here, okay, between the 1.236 and the 1.382 is a B flat, where you form a three-wave structure in an A, you form a three-wave structure, okay, WXY in a B. This is your bigger B wave, and guess what? Because you've claimed the highs and you reject in this zone, there's a high chance that you're going to come and claim this low because you formed a flat. Usually when you have a B flat basically means it claims the impulse high, okay? Making people believe that the momentum is continuing, and all it's doing is it's stopping out all the early shorts. So it grabs the liquidity and comes back down, and it grabs this liquidity. And then momentum continues back to the upside. And this is where we have that range low at $85,000. So, legends, this scenario still carries probability, unfortunately. Okay, so for the bears / bulls, there's still money to be made with this momentum to the upside. As day traders, we can trade the crap out of these scenarios and make in nice gains up to the downside, to the upside, right? We have our levels, we have our trading plans. But from an investment perspective, you know, this move could be devastating, especially if you're building swing trades. Okay, like myself, I've got a couple of swing trades open, and in AR and in Rune, just to name two, I've got 2 swing trades open, AR, Rune, and 𝗖. I think I have a swing trade open in 𝗖 as well. Okay, this is going to stop me out. I know it. This little bad boy over here is going to stop me out. Okay, and then we'll have to reanalyze the situation and see, well, where can we get entries again to get back into. But what if I just have to, you know, you guys, you should know me by now. I like to play what if scenarios. Dewald, I like to ask myself, Dewald, what if, okay, this WXY is not a WXY? What if this is an impulsive structure, okay, it's not a diamond pattern? It's not going to reverse and just go down. It's going to find strength here. It's going to be a 1, it's going to be a 2, and it's going to be a 3, 4, 5, invalidating the structure, invalidating the rejection over here. Because I can tell you now, if you tap that 1.618, okay, if you take a fib again, let's just put that fib in again. Okay, once you tap the 1.618, you invalidate a B flat. And if you create a third wave up here that taps the 1.618, you make a fourth wave and you make a fifth wave here to the upside. Guess what comes after an impulse? Okay, a 3-wave corrective structure, and then you continue not taking the low. It's a bullish structure. It has a correction and it just rampages back to the upside. So what I want to do in today's live stream is to, okay, I know everyone is bearish. I've got even $85,000 on the thumbnail. But what if there is a scenario? Just what if there's a scenario where we can count a bullish structure? So let's go back here onto the 1-hour time frame. Okay, switch all the noise off, take the fibs out the way. Let's work with a clean, fresh chart. legends. Let's work with a clean, fresh chart. And before I jump in over here, what is CVD doing? Oh, we took the low over there, right? And before I jump, okay, down in the description, you click on more. I'm going to zoom in so everyone can see. Yes, you can all see over here. I want to remind everyone, weeks, if you're not trading on weeks yet, you don't know what you're missing, right? You don't know what you're missing if you're not trading on weeks yet, because you get 50% on discount on your trading fees. If you would like to trade some leverage, maybe you can't and you want to, okay, this is a great alternative, because all you need is an email and a password to sign up. You get up to 20K sign up bonus. Also, you get 10% cash back on the money that you deposit in your futures account. So some amazing deals here on weeks. Go and give them a try and let me know how it goes. Okay, myself and Andy are trading like crazy people here on weeks at the moment. We're really enjoying the exchange. Okay, so legends, let me get back into the structure. I do actually have it already drawn out. Okay, can you see? Okay, so I did some homework before I started the live stream, but I want to do it manually here in front of everyone so that we can see, well, okay, how does Dewald come up with these conclusions? So, legends, we do potentially have a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, it has a chance. Okay, I'm not going to put the lines in because I see people always ask me, Dewald, put in the lines. Okay, the lines just makes it a little bit messy, but you get the point. You always have a 5-wave structure to the upside in an impulse. It cannot be 6 waves, it cannot be 7, it cannot be 5.5. It has to be a 5-wave structure. So we can count 5 waves to the upside. Okay, if we're now purely focusing on the bullish case scenario. Remember, I did point out the bearish case scenario. Okay, so I'm now trying to see that, well, can this correction that we find ourselves in right now, can all of this still be corrective where this is a 1, this is a correction that gives us a 2, and we can explode in a 3rd wave here to the upside. This is what I'm trying to figure out. Okay, so this is the best count that makes sense for me, because here you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in 1. I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in 3. I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in 5. So there's 5 waves inside of each wave. Beautiful, right? That makes sense to me, at least, right? So here comes, and while I'm analyzing it over here, you're also getting education, okay? So I did see a couple of people asking me in comments yesterday, Dewald, please, can you do some more Elliott wave theory? We want to learn, okay? So this is why I decided to do this manually, so you can see how I work this out, okay, roughly. Also, some of the rules that needs to be followed is if you take a fib from the low to the high of 1, okay? The 786 is usually your maximum target for a second wave. Your preferred target is inside of this box. Okay, that's your preferred or your most common second wave targets. And your minimum target is usually the 0.382, and you don't want to tap the 0.88. That is usually a rare target, okay, for a second wave. So it is quite strange that we have tapped the 0.236, but it's not an invalidation. We have at least tapped a fib target. And usually in very bullish structures to the upside, and I remember during the previous bull cycle, it happens often, okay? I actually want to say, legends, okay, Elliott Wave International has a couple of rules and probabilities. For example, they will say if you tap the 0.888, it's a rare second wave, and expanding, okay, structure, which is basically that trumpet structure that we've seen on Brett and on Say and on Rune, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It seems that all the rare structures in Elliott Wave theory is very common in crypto. For some reason. Okay. For some reason, rare structures in Elliott wave theory is common in crypto because I think people that put together the training material for Elliott wave theory, okay, has based it off the NASDAQ, the S&P 500, gold, silver, platinum, commodities that's been around for dinosaur years already. Okay, those markets are mature. They have massive market caps, and perhaps in those markets, some of these structures are very rare because of the maturity of the market. But I have seen sometimes where Elliott wave theory, for example, will say this is a rare second wave target. And I just see it everywhere inside of crypto, on the altcoins, on Bitcoin, on Ethereum. It just, it's almost like it's a common target for crypto. But perhaps for the commodities and mature markets out there, it's a rare scenario. But I just have to highlight, okay, this is what they teach you in Elliott wave theory. Okay, right. So these are some of the rules. We have bounced on a FIB level. Okay, so for me, 𝗬𝗍, right? There's a school. We bounced on the FIB level. First wave balances. Another rule that you have to consider is that if you take a FIB from the second wave, okay, to the third wave, your fourth wave is not allowed to retrace. This little bad boy over here, okay, is not allowed to tap the 0.618. Perfect. Did not. It bounced on the 0.382. Can even bounce on the 50%. So in this box is where you want to see your fourth wave. Okay, tick. So now we have a tick for our first wave. We have a tick for our third wave. And now I can go and measure also the targets, right? So from a FIB, trend-based FIB extension perspective, I now take a FIB from the low of 1 to the high of 1 to the low of 2. I reverse it because now the second rule, or another rule, let me rather call it, another rule that I'm looking at is to say that your third wave, okay, this little bad boy over here, this wave is not allowed to be the shortest. It's not allowed to be the shortest wave. So if the fifth wave went up like this, and this is your shortest wave, it's not an impulse. It's invalidated. It's a hardcore rule. It's not just a probability, it's a rule. The third wave is never allowed to be the shortest wave. So if you have an extended first wave, like we have over here, a very extended first wave, because usually you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? And now you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay, which is now referred to as an extended first wave, which is also regarded as rare in Elliott wave theory. But I mean, we are in crypto, legends, okay? Okay, so the one thing that I'm trying to measure over here is to say that, okay, so the third wave is at the 0.618, okay? But I mean, the easiest way, legends, I mean, if I can keep it very simple over here, right? You take your third wave with a little trend line and you go put it here by your fifth wave and you can see, okay, your third wave is not the longest, the shortest, okay? Fifth wave is shorter than your third wave. You have an extended third wave, so it balances. Well done. Okay. It balances. I can also go and work out the fifth wave target, which is basically you take it from the top of 3 to the bottom of 4. I drag it across. I reverse my FIB. I just want to see if it did tap 5 fifth wave targets to the upside. And between, okay, as long as it takes the high, as long as the fifth wave takes the high over here, in this box, okay, is your fifth wave targets. And an extended little fifth wave is here by the 1.618. So tick. Right. So we can say that this is a valid impulsive structure as well. Now the question is, what on earth is this? Okay, now this is where it becomes very, very tricky, because now we need to count this corrective structure in terms of the most common corrective structure is an A, B, C, and you continue. Okay, right, A, B, C, and then you continue. And now we are not continuing. We are still ranging sideways. So the only option we have left is perhaps this is a longer corrective structure, okay, in a WXY. Remember, and this is why I led up to it, okay, explaining what a WXY is. It's basically a multitude of ABCs. So I can now go and take my little ABC tool over here, And I can say, well, this looks like an A wave here to the downside. If I zoom into the smaller time frames, I can count a 3-wave structure to the downside, or a 5-wave structure. This can definitely be a B, and it's a 3-wave structure. And I told everyone yesterday during the live stream, I cannot for the life of me count 5 waves inside of this structure. So it has to be a B wave. Beautiful. So that's what you want. You want a B wave. And then this is a C wave here to the downside in a 5-wave structure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Beautiful. C waves has to be 5-wave structures. Right, let me put that back. So now I have an ABC. Now I'm thinking, okay, well, okay, we maybe now have another 3-wave structure here to the upside. Maybe this is another ABC or WXY. It doesn't matter, okay? But I'm just going to keep it simple so that everyone understands. Maybe we have another ABC here to the upside, okay? And now we are forming, and this is now where the conundrum comes in. We now need to form another ABC. So maybe, okay, this is another A, B, C that's going to form here to the downside. And then this is where it becomes interesting, is that you're then forming, okay, let me just grab that thing properly. Sorry, legends. Okay, a WXY. Okay, which actually makes more sense. Okay, because the one problem that I see over here is, legends, if I take a time fib and I measure how long did the impulse take up until the 5th wave, okay, these lows, this is what's concerning. These lows were made before the minimum time fib. Okay, time is never an invalidation, but I mean, you want to see the balance just to give it higher probability. It really impacts the probabilities. Okay, the fact that these lows were made before the minimum fib retracement, where we are actually now after the 0.382, makes me believe that this could potentially be a longer corrective structure. So the conundrum that we sit with right now, legends, is that we can now count a valid corrective structure depending on how this plays out, because now the difficult part is this little Y wave over here. Very bad boy. This Y wave is a very naughty boy. Okay, very naughty. Why do I say that? Is because the Y wave can end after the X is done. The Y wave can form a triangle. Okay, it forms a triangle. That's also a Y wave, like what happened with XRP. Okay, let me show you guys. XRP, I'm here on the weekly time frame. Look at what happened after the 3rd wave formed over here. It had an A, B, C, D, E in a Y wave. Okay, where each pivot is not allowed to take the previous pivot. D is not allowed to take B. C is not allowed to take A. And most people know this pattern as a bull flag. And this, I mean, this was a multi-year ABCDE. So that is the Y wave, okay? So the Y wave can end in a triangle and break out without taking the lows. Doesn't have to take the lows. It can also end in a flat, okay, which is basically, it breaks up, claims the high, it breaks down, it claims the low, and then it moves up, okay? Where this will then be your A, B, C, and then it continues, okay? Or it can be a normal 5-wave structure to the downside. It could just be a normal 3-wave structure. A, B, C, that can take the lows, okay? Because Y is allowed to take the low of W. It's allowed to do that. So now, legends, if, okay, this is the most common scenario. This scenario, this normal ABC flat, this normal 3-wave structure plays out most often in Elliott wave theory. Okay, so this is the most common Y wave structure, which I actually like the most as well, because if you now have this little diamond that everyone is watching, okay, let's just play this out. Okay, from a psychology perspective, I really love this scenario. Okay, we have this diamond. And Okay, I'm not going to draw it perfect, but you guys will get the point. Okay, we have this little diamond that's forming over here. Okay, we have this diamond pattern. And from a psychology perspective, the reason why I like this scenario so much is because once you break down, what is that going to do? It's going to make everyone short like crazy people. You have lost the diamond pattern. It is laying out. Okay, breaks out, comes back up for retest to complete the B wave. It comes back down in a 5-wave impulsive structure. It claims the liquidity below the lows. It completes the Y wave, and all of a sudden, all of the sardines, it says, hello, hello, right, and off it goes. So, legends, just a scenario that we still need to keep in mind. So I hope you guys enjoyed the education over here. I think the good news that I do want to say and spread over here on my channel is that there's still a chance for a bullish structure to form a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the upside. It's still a chance where we're even going to invalidate that flat target or that box that I had there to the upside. Okay, so the bulls still have a chance. And it's based on these scenarios, and as data becomes available, price action becomes available, the structures from an Elliott wave perspective starts making more sense. Okay, this is why I have not cashed out my swing trades. This is why I have stop losses in place and I'm willing to get stopped out, okay? Because I am not an emotional trader. Because if you are leaning too heavily towards one side, so if I take just all the noise here out, I can take all of this out because I already actually prepared all of this before the live stream, okay? Which is basically where can I local bullish, right? This is what I basically did before the live stream. I was just playing out all the scenarios. You guys can see here I said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C, A, B, C, and this is potentially a A. Okay, and there's now the scenarios that I played out that Y wave could potentially do over here. Okay, this is now what the Y wave can do. In the pink scenario, we have the triangle. Okay, there's our little triangle in the pink scenario. In the green scenario, we have the flat where you claim the high, you claim the low, and you go back up. Okay, in the yellow scenario, we basically just have a normal ABC. Okay, and we can also continue up. Right, so what I like about Elliott wave theory is that when you start playing out the scenarios, okay, can you see that all arrows point to the upside regardless of where the corrective structure comes to an end? So the probabilities based on this scenario is still up. Okay, also, okay, this is what I like. Even in the bearish case scenario, so if I switch this off, okay, and I go and look at the bearish case scenario that I've spoken about when I started the live stream, let's just take this off, bearish, okay, if I talk about the bearish case scenario, even in the bearish case scenario, you sweep up the lows, you complete your X, and you go up. So you have all the bullish scenarios saying that we could potentially go up, and you have a bearish case scenario that also say we can go up. And this is why I like Elliott wave theory, because both my bearish and my bullish scenarios gives me directional bias to look for longs in this zone. Because if it's a bearish structure, we're most likely going up. If it's a bullish structure, we're going up. And then we'll have to monitor how the price is going to react inside that critical box between 1.236 and 1.382. Okay, so you gotta love Elliott wave theory, right? I know it is very complex. Not a lot of people want to spend the time to learn it, but I love it. I find it so damn interesting that I couldn't help myself but to learn Elliott wave theory. And by no stretch of the imagination do I regard myself as an expert in Elliott wave theory. I'm still learning every day something new, or every week, I'm like, oh, I didn't know that. Or and because applying theory to practical price action is sometimes very challenging. Right, so legends, now I'm going to dive into the trading scenarios that I'm keeping an eye on. Okay, so let me go through some more comments and we can wrap up the Bitcoin technical analysis, and then we can go and look at your favorite altcoins. Also, a couple of altcoins that I want to look at. As always, I like to go through Rune because I see some people are still asking for Rune, AR, Say, Nia, Tara. What is Tara doing? Is Tara breaking that trend? I wanted to see over here. Tara, are you breaking the trend or are you just playing with our emotions? Okay. Let's see. It has a chance. It has a chance. Let's go back here onto the price of Bitcoin. Let's focus on a couple of comments. And I mean, we also have, okay, I'll go through the comments now, legends. We also have some nice bullish CVD building up over here. Okay, so against this pivot, and I'm sure this is what the pro members are watching as well. We still have a higher low, and we have CVD and we have lower lows over here on yellow, on white. So we have some bullish CVD, which tells me something interesting is going to happen over there. And that is potentially a trading scenario that I'm keeping an eye on, and we can go and discuss that now. Let me go through some comments. Leia USDT. Yes, Daniel, I will go through some Leia after I'm done here with the price of Bitcoin. 1st December, then January. When will alts pump? Haha. Well, it really depends on Bitcoin dominance, right? As soon as it starts falling here to the downside, you know, we're going to have our alt party. It is estimated based on the 4-year cycle, which I don't have included in this chart. I will go put it in, that the altcoin season is expected to start kicking in around beginning of Feb to March. That is when altcoin season is supposed to start, right? Let's see if that holds true. We don't know, but based on the 4-year cycles, it's supposed to be happening soon, in the next month or so. Okay, maybe even week, right? Depending on how this bullish case scenario plays out that I've just highlighted here on Bitcoin. But I mean, the bearish signs are there, okay? The bearish signs are there. From a dominance perspective, we have lost the pennant to the downside. We have come to retest it. Maybe, you know, maybe it's just gonna start falling down. I mean, we have to just acknowledge that price is trading outside of the pennant, which is a bearish sign. We're just waiting for that drop, right? And that is when altcoin season is going to go absolutely crazy. And based on the 4-year cycle, it's supposed to happen hopefully within the next month. Okay. CoinGlass also shows a ton of liquidity above us. Yes, it would make sense to still go up before we go down. Okay. And what I mean by down, before we claim this low. Okay. But I also want to highlight, if the bullish case scenario plays out, we might not claim this low. Not during the bull cycle. In the bear market, yes, we will come and claim down. Maybe we will come and claim this low again. But, you know, if you're going to build a 5-wave impulsive structure to the upside, okay, this could be the formation of, okay, let me put this in from an Elliott wave perspective. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, it could get nice and punchy to the upside. I can even go and take some trend-based fibs and say, well, okay, from the low to the high over here well, I basically need the second wave to be in order to go and measure, okay, how high the third wave can go. So we can only speculate at the moment. It's usually by the 1.618, right? You guys can see I know my levels by now, right? Just by looking at the chart. And you go back up for a 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I mean, that can take us, it literally can take us to $135,000. It just depends on where the second wave is going to end. Okay, where's the second wave going to end? The shallower the second wave, the higher the targets. Can you see? If we get a shallow second wave, then you're looking at 142, 133. If we get a really deep second wave here to the downside, then the targets also drags down. So we really want the bulls to step in over here and give us a nice little shallow second wave. So maybe we get that flat, okay, that zigzag that claims the lows, we bounce, and we continue here to the upside, and then we have nice bullish target where we could even hit $140,000. Wouldn't that be amazing? Wouldn't that be absolutely amazing? Okay, and that is the bullish case scenarios. And please, legends, I have shared with you the bearish case scenarios as well. Okay, so don't take this information and say, but Dewald said we're only going up, right? Please, guys, I have shared the bearish case scenario as well, and they all carry probabilities until invalidated. Okay, right. Can you analyze the others chart, total market cap exceeding top 10? Yes, we can go through that. Well, if I have time, we can go through that. Is that a diamond pattern? Yes, it is. We have discussed it during the meninging of this stream. Okay, the bearish case scenario, diamond pattern, the pattern that everyone is watching at the moment is all over social media. The diamond pattern with the high volume candle in the middle. Okay, very characteristic of a diamond pattern. Do you guys know what is the probability of a diamond pattern playing out? And this is why very few technical traders trade diamond patterns, because they have an exceptionally low probability of playing out. Okay, I can't remember the exact number, but it's a very low number. Okay, it's less than 50%. So it has a very low probability of playing out, a diamond pattern. And this is why professional day traders do not trade diamond patterns. They don't, okay, because they have such low probability of playing out. But okay, for the most average Joe, it looks diamondy. It looks like, you know, they take the measured move, it's going to break down, they're going to short this bad boy all the way to the bottom over here. We might not get it, but we also have to realize, well, what if we do get it? It's still going to form a higher low. It's still going to form a higher low. Right, you take a fib from the low to the high, and you will bounce there on the 786, which is still a bullish target. So maybe the diamond pattern traders will get exactly what they want. Maybe they'll get exactly what they want. We bounce on the 786, and then we go back to the upside in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So I think everyone has the chance to win in this market. You just need to trade with good risk management. But for people to call this diamond pattern the ultimate reversal pattern that is now going to send us into a bear market, no. I mean, even if the pattern plays out, that is your measured move for the pattern. Okay, that is your measured move, right? That's going to take you here to the 786. That is the distance that the diamond pattern needs to play out for. So people looking at this saying that we're going into a bear market, like, please guys, okay, don't smoke your socks. Right. I'm long, Dom. Can you Ethereum, please? Yes. Alt USDT, hoping the low is in. Please show us how you set your CVD using the script from Discord. Okay, you need to go and join our Legends free Discord community, and then someone will help you out in there, okay, with instructions and the script on how to set it up. Unfortunately, I cannot do it here on YouTube. I cannot share documents and scripts like that, right? So you need to go and join our Legends free community, and someone there will help you out. They will share with you the script, and they will also and it comes with instructions as well. Okay, in terms of how to use CVD, the tutorial is at the moment only available to the pro members. Okay, I might make it available to everyone, but not yet. Okay, the pro members needs to get some benefits, okay, because they're paying a monthly subscription, and I want to give them some special things that they can say that, you know, at least being part of the paid community, I get something extra that no one else gets. And that's why I made the CVD tutorial specifically for them. Okay. Right, bull market ending soon. What about altcoins? Yes, you know, and you know, we have spoken about the bearish case scenario as well, and we have now also spoken about the bullish case scenario. So now, I just quickly want to wrap up the technical analysis here on Bitcoin in terms of trading scenarios, and this is going to be quick, legends. It's really going to be quick. It's not going to take too long. My trading scenarios are as follow. I will play an SFP from the high. I will play an SFP from this low, and I will play an SFP from this low. Done. That's my technical analysis. Okay. Right, legends, what I do like, okay, this is now where you start building confluences and you have the planets aligning at specific levels. If I take a fixed range profile for this entire consolidation area, okay, you can see that we've lost the point of control and we're trading below, which is usually a bearish sign. And what I do like about this little structure here at the moment is if I go here onto the 15-minute time frame and we zoom into this structure, you can have a little bit of a trend over here. Okay, I actually do have it drawn out already, right? There's my trends. Can take that one out. I want to switch on my today analysis. Okay, there's the gap, which we're busy filling at the moment. We actually spoke about the scenario in our Legends Pro community this morning. We spoke about the scenario, and I just want to share with everyone quickly over here. So let me take the Discord thingy and drag it across. Okay, so Legends, this was the updates from myself today. Okay, first I did a nice little video update where I explained all the trading setups and things that I'm watching, and then one of the pro members highlighted, well, Dewald, what about the range high? Okay, the range low strategy where you have a pump to the upside, and okay, basically the scenario over here, valid, very valid trading scenario. It's a strategy that plays out very often. Okay, is price breaks out with high volume, it makes the first low and it starts consolidating. What you want to see is one tap. So I explained the rules to the pro community as well to say that once you get the tap, you want to see the bounce, because if you tap it for a second time, it increases the probabilities that you're going to come and fill the inefficiency. Well, you tapped it for a second time, you tapped it for a third time, you broke down, you retested it as resistance, and now we are starting to fill the gap. Okay, so the probability and the rules of this scenario played out to perfection. Okay, and this is also where I highlighted it inside of our Discord to say that, guys, there's a potential. We've tapped it now for the first time. Okay, there's the potential that it can now break out, but we should not come back. If we come back, we're going to come and fill the gap. So you could, if you entered the SFP on the range low, which I did, by the way, just to show everyone, I actually did play that trade with really good risk management. I hope I didn't delete it. Okay, there's my trade that I took on weeks. I played, and for those of you that always tell me, Dewald, you cannot make money with these small little movements. Okay, I am here to prove you wrong. Okay, this little bounce that we had to the upside, that is where I took this trade and I cashed out. Okay, so my entry price was 50332, 50332, 104775, right here, 104775. That is basically where my entry was. Okay, and I took profits 105332, 105332, a little bit to the upside. Right, so I made a nice small little trade here to the upside, and then I exited the position. And you might be asking yourself, well, Dewald, okay, why did you exit over here? You can see I closed my position, closed price. I closed my position because locally on the 3-minute time frame, I saw bearish CVD. And as soon as I saw the bearish CVD, I closed my position. Okay, so I took this trade with the Legends. I'm not sure who of the pro members took this trade. And I knew that there's a higher probability that you're going to come and fill the gap because you tapped it for a second time, but there was also local bullish CVD. So I was like, the risk management is so tiny, it is worth taking the trade. Okay, the risk management was just absolutely insane. We came back up, this is where I took it, and when we came back down over here, there was bullish CVD. I was like, okay, the target is the high. We went past the high, I saw local bearish CVD and I cashed out. But for this little small move, 21% gain for the day, right? Happy days, successful trade, okay? Look at what I traded. In the bigger scheme of things, you would think that I'm absolutely smoking my socks, okay? I had a successful trade with this little teeny weeny thingy over here. Okay, that's what we do as day traders. We get in, we get out, we take our cash, and we Marxist, Pontius, Pilatus, and fuck off. Okay, so for those of you that's Afrikaans, you'll know exactly what I mean. You basically take your money and run. Okay, that's crazy. Yes, it is crazy, but I made significant gains with that move, okay? And I was able to use a higher leveraged position because of how incredibly tight my stop loss was, okay? Look at this. When I planned my trade over here and I literally entered right over there's my trade. I planned to take that high. I had literally my stop loss glued to that little wick that we had to the bottom. Okay, I had a 8.36 risk to reward. My stop loss was 0.06% away. Okay, you can really hui the capital. You can really, load the capital over here, and you have such a tight stop loss. And then, around about this zone is where I took profits. Okay, because as price was jumping up and down here, there at the top, as price was jumping up and down, I spotted bearish CVD. Let's see if I can go and check it out. Show everyone. This is what I saw. Let's just go back to that price action. Yeah. Right. Okay. Price was over here. I'm not sure if we'll be able to see it now, but that was the peak that we made over there. We fell down and we came back up and we started making aggressive bearish CVD before we claimed the high over there. Then we claimed the high, and because we claimed the high with bearish CVD, I knew that we could potentially get a successful swing failure pattern and fall down. I should have, in hindsight, actually played the short here to the downside. Okay, and based on the price action and CVD that I saw over there, I closed my position, and I still made significant gains just with that little momentum there to the upside. So that is what day trading is about. It's about getting in, getting out with good risk management, bank your profits, you call it a day, right? It's as easy as that. Okay. Right. That trend, I actually need to adjust it. That's irritating me a little bit over there. Can you guys see that trend that is not on? There we go. That looks way better. Okay, cool, legend. So couple of trading scenarios that I'm looking at over here is that looking at this structure, when I take a fib, normal fib from the low to the high, I really like, okay, when you lose the range low and you close the gap, what do you see? Okay, once you fold the gap, all of a sudden you get a 0.618 together with a little pivot. So if price continues to fall here to the downside, okay, and I get a swing failure pattern like what happened over here, that for me is a long opportunity with good risk management. Okay, even if, and guys, I just want to stress it, I never enter a trade and hope for this. Never. Okay, it's nice if it happens and you've left some of your position open. What I usually do is I enter a trade and I go and work out where's my resistance. Because if you lose an area, you often come back to retest the scene of the crime and then you continue the momentum. That's the move that I want to play. I can, as a trader, decide whether I want to leave 10 or 5 or 3 or 20% of my position open because maybe it breaks out and then I still benefit with more profits to the upside. But that is my plan. I enter, tight stop loss, I take profits. I get in, I get out, I take my profits, I go. For me, as a day trader, that is money in the bag. That's how I pay the bills. If it goes higher, so what? I look for a next trading setup. Okay, because it's usually what happens is, okay, it goes up, you cash out over here, maybe you close your position, and then you're like, crap, okay, you guys know this, shit, I should have left the trade. I missed out on all of these profits. I could have tripled my account. You know those emotions? Okay, but then the opposite happens. You don't take profits because you want this, it doesn't happen, and it does that. Then you're like, shit, I had profits. I was too greedy. I didn't take any profits. And now I'm at a loss. Okay, well, I got stopped out at break even. So that's why you just have to plan your trade. You get in, you get out. You don't care what price does after your trade has played out. As long as your plan got played out to perfection, you should be very, very happy as a day trader. Okay, and this is, and I'm hammering on this because this is a very, very common mistake that most newbies make from a trading perspective. They always enter a trade thinking that it's the trade, and it's just going to rock and roll, and they're going to show off that damn P&L, and they don't take profits. They just don't. And then once it gets here, the greed, that greed monster kicks in even heavier. The greed monster that sits you on the side of your shoulder. Yes, like, I'm at 400% P&L. Imagine if I get to 600%, okay? And then it falls down, and then you're like, shit. Okay, and then you get the traders as well. As soon as it falls down, they keep on adding to the position, thinking that it's going to reverse, and then it doesn't. Right, I'm laughing, legends, because you know what? I used to make the same mistakes. That's why I'm laughing. I used to make the same mistakes. Right, legends, 133 likes, 263 people here on the live stream. I know we can do better than that. Really, I know. Smash up the like for the education, for the alpha over here. So, legends, 2 of the trading scenarios that I'm watching is an SFP from the low. And if I don't see the price action that I like, or if I get stopped out, the next area that I'll be watching is a swing failure from the lows. Okay, for me, this is the highest probable setup. It's either this level or this level. If we get the bounce in between, I don't care. I will look for next trading setup, because this is where my confluence lies. And there's other confluences that I can align, and I can show you with fib extensions and point of controls. I'm not going to go through all of that at the moment. Okay, we also have that nice little point of control. So we have a point of control. You have the 618, you dip below, you get acceptance back above, you take profits because you could go down a little bit further, and maybe you're forming that A, B, C to the downside. Okay, this is why I'm interested in a long over here, because that is a potential long, that is a potential short even, that is a short that I'll be watching over there. And this is another long where you get momentum back to the upside. Okay, so those are basically the trading setups and scenarios that I'm watching on Bitcoin. And obviously, I will also, if price stopped over here and it does not come to this level, I will consider a swing failure from the highs. So if price starts breaking this trend, it comes to the highs and it struggles, I will consider a short over there. Okay, because this could also be a 3-wave structure to the downside. A, B, C. Okay. So that's basically what I'm watching, legends. Now we can go through some altcoins. Yes. First altcoin everyone is nervous about is Rune. Okay. And there's not much else to say today. I'm not going to go through it in too much detail, legends. But what I wanted to say over here is I looked at this structure on the smaller time frame. So this morning I went on to Rune on the 1 hour time frame. Okay, and the level that I would really like to see get hit, okay, is if I go, I know I'm messing around over here, but if I go into the log scale and I look at this, can you guys see this little green line that I have over here that says 0.618? At 2.9, let's just call it $3. At $3, we have a 0.618. What I would like to see from Rune is break that level and get acceptance back above. If I see that price action, I'm going to be very happy, okay, without taking the low over here, because that 0.618 is a Y wave target. Okay, and you could start getting momentum back to the upside. So very curious to see what's going to happen, but I think Rune is going to make one more low. Okay, looking at the local structure over here, okay, it's very close. It's very close. It almost tapped the level. Okay, so maybe one more low, right? That would be amazing for me to see, and then it gets acceptance back above. But I want to see the price action trade above once it swept the low. Okay, so that's something that I'm watching on Rune on the smaller time frames. Say, what can I say? Okay, the only thing I wanted to point out here on Say is that the corrective structure has now finally moved beyond the 0.382. Okay, so now this is where things become very interesting, is in this zone, because now you have an impulse and you have a corrective structure that's now past the minimum target. And if you go and look at some examples from Brett, for example, Brett made its low over here, in between the 382 and the 0.618. The low was made over there and it started to rampage to the upside. And this is round about 4th of February. What is more interesting about 𝗖 for me over here is if I take a fib from the low to the high, okay, I would really like to see this pivot swept from a liquidity perspective, which is in alignment with the 786. So if 𝗖 continues to consolidate and it makes one more low, just like Rune, one more low, it taps the 786, it gets acceptance and it breaks the trend, it's game on. It's going to be game on for me. Okay, because now you've stopped all of these people out. You've tapped a maximum bullish target for a 1, 2, and you're going to start building impulses back to the upside. Right, so that's just quickly something that I wanted to highlight on 𝗖. And now, I was looking at NEAR here as well. NEAR looks like it's forming this. I was just, playing around this morning. It's forming this little bullish pennant. Okay, pennant that goes towards the downside. So just looking at NEAR protocol, pennant that goes to the downside has a high chance of breaking out. So keep an eye on that trend. This could be a really bullish breakout where you've formed a 1, 2, you're going back for 3, 4, 5. That could potentially take you to $17. Okay, on NEAR protocol. So guys, yes, Dewald is, Dewald has $85,000 on his thumbnail and he's talking about bullish breakouts here on his favorite altcoins. I have to share with you what I see on the technicals. This is why we trade with stop losses and this is why we have clear invalidations. Okay, I want to stress on Rune, my stop loss is below the low. If I get stopped out, so be it. I will look for next trading opportunity. Like I discussed yesterday, I went into a little bit more detail in terms of this Y wave that could potentially still go down further. But for now, okay, it still has a chance. I'm still in my AR trade as well. My entry, I'm actually now above my average entry. Okay, you guys can see where my entry is. I'm still giving the bulls the benefit of the doubt until I get invalidated. Because looking at Bitcoin, and now that I've explained to everyone the bullish and the bearish case scenarios, okay, what if I go and I cash out all my swing positions? And then tonight or tomorrow night while I'm sleeping, Rune decides to do this. Okay, now I'm going to come back to the chart and I'm going to FOMO back into this trade. And I could have, now I lost out on all those gains. No, it's not how I trade. I have planned this trade. I stick to my plan. That is my stop loss. I've added a little bit to my Rune trade yesterday. I've added 3 times already and I will add once more. That's my plan. I was planning to add 4 times into Rune. And the only other time when I will add a little bit more aggressively to my swing trade is once we break this trend. Without taking the low. Once we break this trend, okay, and we have not taken the low, I will add a little bit more aggressive to my Rune trade. Okay, and remember, these altcoins can be traded on weeks. Link down in the description where you get 10% cash back on the money that you deposit in your features account, 50% off of your trading fees. Okay, you have to pay over $9,000 to buy WXT tokens to get this discount. You watching the stream, you get it just by selecting the link down in the description. Okay, and all you need is an email and a password to sign up. You can trade 𝗖, you can trade Rune, you can trade AR, you can trade XRP. Okay, the world's your oyster. They have most of the altcoins and they are listing them frequently as well. Okay, so now, legends, how much time do we have left? Okay, let me use the last couple of minutes or the last remainder of the live stream to go through some of your altcoin requests. Okay. Alt USDT, let's go. It would help if I click the right button. Alt USDT, let's check it. It's always okay. Well, let's take that scribble out. Wow, not much has changed since the last time I analyzed. I can't remember when I analyzed this, but yeah, this is something typically that I would have pointed out, is that there's your floor. Okay, it's still respecting the floor. This is where the selling pressure is getting exhausted. Let's go on to the daily time frame over here. Okay, I mean, there's not much from an Elliott wave perspective over here, but you have the floor. Okay, and that is usually from a technical perspective. Of course, this is not financial advice, right? But when you come back to the floor where the selling pressure is getting exhausted, look at how long this consolidation is. Okay, it literally comes down and it bounces and it bounces and it bounces. Okay, now it's coming down again. So this is the best buying opportunity if you are bullish on alt. Right, it's coming into buy zone at the moment. For me, if you know, I can only share with you guys what I would do in this situation. And then from an 8-hour perspective, I just want to look at this structure. Ooh, oh, you've had an SFP. Did you have an SFP from the low? Almost. You did SFP slightly from the low over here. Okay, now you're getting the reaction. You are trading above. That's usually a bullish sign. If you are not sure, let's see if we have a nice little trend. Okay. That one looks way better. Okay, if you're not sure, wait for the break of the trend. Set your alarm, because I mean, look at what happened here. You break the trend. Yes, that could have scared you, but I mean, you're supposed to put your stop loss below the low and then bam, to the upside. So don't be surprised when a token breaks out. Often what happens is it breaks out and it just goes. Okay, it does happen. I have seen that many times. But sometimes what happens is it breaks out, it then comes back and it starts consolidating, scaring the people, because now you have your stop loss there and you're like, oh crap, am I going to get stopped out? And then all of a sudden it starts taking off. So it tests your patience over there. You just have to hold on and you need to stick to your plan. Okay, I've been inside of my swing trades for flipping long now, okay, and I'm sticking to my plan. I'm not foaming out. I'm not chickening out of my trades. I didn't enter with more than what I can afford to lose. It's my plan. Okay, what else? What else? Brett. Okay, ETH and CAS. Let's first go and look at, I know a couple of people have asked for ETH, so let's go and have a look at ETH. Okay, from a simplicity perspective, I mean, nothing really has changed for me. You know, if Bitcoin is going to play out that bullish structure, whether it, you know, let's play out the worst case scenario. It comes down, it grabs the liquidity, and it gets acceptance back above. Okay, interesting level for me is when you take a FIB from the low to the high. Okay, you go and bounce on that 50% FIB level because you've already tapped the 0.382 multiple times. You've tapped the 382 multiple times. So what I would like to see in the most bearish case scenarios, you come down, you maybe even bounce here on the trend, you get acceptance back above, and what if Bitcoin rock and rolls here to the upside? Okay, then you can assume when you look at coins like ETH, for example, over here, is that it's already swept the liquidity below the lows. Maybe, just maybe, that is the low, just like Bitcoin. Just like Bitcoin, maybe this is the low. Okay, this is 15-minute time frame. ETH, I'm here on the 8-hour time frame, so it's the same structure. Okay, if I do this, right? Maybe, just maybe, from a bullish case scenario, this is the low. And it's just consolidating, and it's going to start breaking out. Maybe it comes to sweep these lows again on the local structure, and you get the SFP exactly the same as Bitcoin. Okay, because you know that these coins like to follow each other. So when I take a FIB from the low to the high, okay, we've tapped the 0.618. Yeah, okay, this is where we're finding support. What if, just what if it Okay, there's another trend, by the way. There's another trend over there. And then woof, it rock and rolls. Sweeps up everyone's liquidity over here, or it's already done it. It starts breaking out. Okay, and this is why I like to have trends to play the front running scenarios. Okay, because often I look at pivots like this and I'm like, oh, I'm drooling over that pivot. I'm drooling, okay, because that to me is the best trade. That is where you get the best entries, okay, and then it doesn't happen. It just breaks out, okay. And this is why I have trends with alarms to play the breakouts to the upside. So from a 8-hour or 12-hour perspective, ETH still looks great. Actually, it still looks great. It has not invalidated anything just as yet. Okay, like I said, this is either a 1-2, 1-2, and it's going to explode, or this is a 1-2 and it's going to explode. But if this is whether this is a 1-2, 1-2, or whether this is a 1-2, you can still come lower and still keep the bullish structure intact for ETH. So from a worst case perspective, what I'm seeing over here is that you take your FIB from the low to the high. You can see we tapped the 50% FIB level to perfection. It can still even come down to the 786, okay, but then it's not going to be a double 1-2 anymore. Then it's a 1-2-3 to the upside, okay. A more bullish case scenario is a 1-2-1-2, but then you want to take your FIB from a different place. You want to take your FIB from this low, and then you can see also we tapped the 0.618 to perfection, but then you want $2,657 to be your maximum target. Yes, and wouldn't that be nice? Okay, you have a fake out at the top of the trend, you come back down, you tap the 786, you tap the bottom of the flag, and then you get the bounce. That would be a beautiful scenario, right? Inside of this big flag that Ethereum finds itself in. Okay, can you guys see the flag that I've got over here? Right, or it's going to break out without tapping the bottom. We just don't know how bullish the structure is, right? But I mean, if when in doubt, trust the trend. Okay, this is why I have this trend on ETH, and this is why I have my alarm set. And remember, ETH can also be traded on weeks, if you did not know, on leverage. Dewald, do you ever look at ETH BTC? Sometimes. I sometimes look at it. I do, but not always. I must say, I used to be in a nice little habit of when I, playing my altcoins, I look for strength. But the ETH BTC or the any pair BTC chart is very difficult to technically analyze because they are very ugly charts. To do technical analysis on some of those charts, I can show you guys over here. I do have my list, not this one. My BTC pairs, okay, and I can go and look at ETH BTC over here. You guys can see I do technical analysis on here. Okay, right, we have lost the channel. This is actually a picture that I drew very long ago, but this is where, okay, we have tapped the 0.618. So maybe, just maybe, okay, you can get the bounce. You've tapped the 0.618 over here. You get the tap, okay, you get acceptance back inside the channel that you've lost, okay. We've lost the channel to the downside. We're now at the 0.618. I actually think I had that FIB on, yes, 0.88. Anyways, this little line is just confusing for me at the moment. I think I used it to demonstrate something else. But what I like over here is that I need to go to the weekly. Okay, it's not letting me zoom. Right, so what I like over here, from the low to the high, we are now at the maximum bullish target. I don't want to see us come to the 0.88, and you can see that ETH is getting the reaction there at the moment. It's holding the line. Okay, so maybe, just maybe, this is the moment, okay, for ETH to break back into the channel and start, getting some momentum back to the upside, because it is tapping from the low to the high. If this is a 1-2, Okay, you don't want the 2 to tap the 0.88. It increases the probabilities of taking the low. So you want ETH to start finding support and start momentum back to the upside. It has officially hit the maximum bullish target. So it really is the moment where everyone has lost faith. ETH is not doing anything. It's just meme coins left, right, and center. Okay, I can see the social media. Everyone has lost faith in Ethereum. Okay, and just perhaps, Ethereum is going to start waking up any moment now, because it has tapped a maximum bullish target. If you're speculating on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ABC to the downside, this is usually your maximum target where you want to see a bounce back to the upside. Yes, it can still get choppy, okay, but you want to see momentum starting to curl over, okay, and not tap the 0.88. So the moment is now for ETH. Right, so yes, to answer your question, I do look at some of the ETH BTC pairs. Not my favorite thing to do because they are difficult to analyze. Right, Leia, let's do Leia. Leia AI. It's at the floor. Okay, Leia AI is at the floor. It's actually in a very good buy zone for me personally. Okay, no financial advice. Leia AI is in a very good buy zone for me. Okay, it's at the floor. So from an investment perspective, okay, this is my strategy, legends. When I see this, okay, where price found support, and it looks like it's not losing this level. I mean, since June 2023 up until where it is now, every time it has a pump, it comes down to the same level. It has a pump, it comes down to the same level. Massive pump, it comes down to the same level. So you can see this is what I call the floor. This is where the selling pressure gets exhausted. If you have an opportunity to get in there, right, you're buying in the right place. That's what I consider buying in the right place. Okay, you cannot ask for better entry, because the emotional roller coaster that people go through is price pumps. Okay, you know this, price pumps, and you're like, crap, why did I not buy here? Okay, and then you start foaming into the trade, or you play the breakout over there, you didn't take profit, whatever the case might be. But everyone that's buying over here they dream about, it would have, what if I had the opportunity to buy over here? Well, guess what? You have it. And this is where most people are too scared to buy. And this is why they never get this entry, because no one wants to buy over here. Everyone wants to FOMO into the pump. I can tell you guys now, and where we are right now, people are too scared to buy. It's just, most people, retail traders, they're too scared to buy. They wanna wait for the pump, and then they want to FOMO into the trade. Okay, so no financial advice, of course. Leia can be traded on weeks as well. And bluffing, all you need is an email and a password to sign up. And from a simplicity perspective, okay, you can see I have my alarm set over here. Choop, alarm. Wait for the break of the trend. Would be nice to break out, get some candle closes above, and I mean, that's going to be great. And someone asked, do you still hold Leia AI? Yes, I still have a spot bag. And now that I've seen this, I think I'm going to add a little bit to my spot bag. This is definitely an adding zone for me. No financial advice. Please do your own research. Don't listen to this crazy guy here on YouTube. Okay. Cash USDT. Let's go and have a look at Cash. I see a lot of people are asking for that token there. Right. Cash USDT. Did I analyze this one? Yes. Okay, let's go to the daily. I want to see what's cooking. Ooh, finding support. Lost the trend. Yo, there's not much to analyze Okay. It's just such a round structure. It's like really a round structure. I can tell you, legends, I mean, Kaz might do this, okay? I don't care. I can tell you now, I don't care if Kaz does this. I don't like this structure. It looks like it's rolling over. Okay, yes, it's finding support. You can see where it's finding support, and I will regard this as the floor. So this is potentially your best buying opportunities. Okay, I just don't like it from a long-term perspective. It's rolling over. I don't like it. Okay, so from an investment perspective, I won't touch it. Even if it does this, I don't care. I don't like the technicals. I can't measure my targets. I don't know when my 1.618 is. I don't, you know, my Elliott waves, like if I don't have confidence in terms of where I should be taking profits and stuff based on the previous waves, I stay away. Okay, what is this even? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C, then there's a chance. There's a chance. Let me take the trend here out the way. I really just don't like these technicals. And call me crazy, okay? You might be very bullish on Kaz. I'm not saying you shouldn't be bullish because I don't know the fundamentals. I just don't like the technicals, especially if I see price, okay? Especially if I see price doing this. I don't like it. Okay, nice, beautiful round formation. What if the price just dies? Okay, I don't like it. Okay. But I mean, not saying that it can't do phenomenal things. So you have your floor, and your floor is potentially your great buying opportunity, because this was a great buying opportunity. You're now bouncing, you bounced here on top of the floor, and it could start building impulses here to the upside. There's no trend for me to track over here, unless that's a newly trend that's forming over here. But I don't like the two pivot trends, but perhaps, you know, that is your trend that's forming over there. And it would be nice to have a third touch on this trend. A tap and it still rejects, okay? And then it breaks out. That would be nice to have 1, 2, 3 taps just to confirm the trend, because a 2-tap trend line is not really a very strong trend line. But once you have a third tap over here and it does reject and then it breaks out, this is where I will potentially trade it from a technical perspective and target the high for profit taking. It's as simple as that. If you want to know from an investment perspective, okay, then you need to go and do the research on the fundamentals. But from a technical perspective, I will put a trade in over there, target the highs for TP1, for profit taking. Okay, I cannot use this wave to calculate where this wave can go because it took the lows. Okay, can't do that. So it's just not a sexy technical chart. Okay, I like to sometimes I'll open up a chart for some of the requests over here, and I look at the chart, I'm like, damn, that is a sexy chart. Oh, I love that chart. This is not a sexy chart for me. But I just want to highlight, I'm not saying it can't do that. All I'm saying is I don't like this chart. It's not something that I would put a spot bag into. Okay, right, legends, that brings me almost to the end of the live stream. Maybe I'll do one more altcoin. Okay, remember, down in the description, weeks, legends, down in the description, I've got weeks up to $20,000 sign up bonus, 50% on your trading fees, and 10% cash back on the money that you deposit into the account. And all you need is an email and a password. So let's take one more altcoin. And I do see bread. Okay, let's look at bread, USDT. Let's go and have a look. I actually do have bread in my spot bags. Ooh. Okay, there's obviously your trend. Wait for the break of the trend. You can see I have my alarm set. What I do like, okay, I like it has a chance. Okay, bread has to hold this level. Just, it has to. Okay, if it still has a chance to rip to the upside, it has to hold this level. Okay, if it comes down and sweeps up this low, it's going to create a little bit of a bearish structure. So it's a chance, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's dancing around here on some yeah, let me go check that out. Let's do this and this. Yes, it's exactly finding support here by the point of control. So this little accumulation zone, point of control where the most amount of volume was traded, is where it's holding at the moment. So for Brett to have this explosive chance to the upside, it's the level that it needs to hold. It is the level. Okay, if it's going to lose the level, it's not going to look too great. Okay, because already if I take a fib, I need to take a fib from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. Okay. Just sorry. I just want to see something here. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Another thing that I want to quickly check out over here is if I take a time fib from the low to the high. Oh, lucky. This low was made after the 382. Thank goodness. So it has a chance. Okay, this is the start of your impulse, not this. This is not the start of your impulse. This is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C in an expanding structure. Okay, then you went up for third wave, fourth wave, fifth wave. So your impulse starts here. It was making these lows after at least the minimum time fib. So it has the potential, just looking at the structure from, sorry, let me just do this. I want to take the scribble out the way. Just want to see something. Okay, sorry, legends. I will actually take it from this pivot. Okay, so let me adjust this. It's not this low. It's that low. Okay, and that looks even more sexier because now, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, expanding. A, B, C, beautiful. And now you have 3, 4, 5, beautiful. Okay, so now you want to take a fib from this low to the high. Okay, I need to take the time fib out so I can see the damn high. Yeah, so I mean, on the regular scale, you are at the maximum target. You're actually below the maximum target, but you have not tapped the 0.88. I just want to check the log scale quick, because the log scale usually, okay, so yes, you can still come down, okay? From a logarithmic perspective, you can still come down to the 786, okay? You can still come down to the 786, and it will still be a valid 1, 2, and you're expecting a third explosive wave to the upside, okay? 0.08332 is the maximum target that I want to see on Brett. If it's going to lose this target over here, it's most likely going to come and claim this low, and it's going to be game over. Okay, so it's quite strange for me to see that every single altcoin that I'm looking at, Rune, AR, 𝗖𝗿, Near Protocol, Brett, ETH BTC, they are all at the levels where they need to get the bounce. Very interesting to see that they are all at very critical levels where the bullish structures are almost going to get invalidated. So Bitcoin needs to pull a rabbit out of its ass and start dancing to the upside. Right, legends, smash up the like for the education. If you are new to the live stream, make sure to hit that subscribe button for future notifications. Hope you guys enjoyed the live stream as much as I did. And right, have yourselves a good afternoon, evening, or morning, wherever you are from around the world. And until the next one, cheers for now.